Right, so I've been not so much busy today, but I decided to do a bit of planting for the flowers and the bedding and things. I've got me marigolds to go in next week, so I'll just show you. I've also getting some new heavy onions today as well, which I've put into some compost. Into my 11th, sorry. I'll show you them in just about a second as well. First of all, I'll just spin you around and I'll show you what I've been planting so far. So, what I've planted today is I've planted some Aster, Duchess mixed. I'm going to keep all of these packets so I can know which one's what. I've already marked them out. All I did is just like I've done previous times when it comes to sowing things. I've got these small trays. I've used some Levington's FS seed and sown compost. I've filled it up so far to about an inch around the top. I've sowed the packet evenly across. Then I've put a little bit of more compost on the top, of course. The general rule of thumb with any normal seeds and bulbs and things is you plant them basically twice their size. So if they're around about that big, you plant them down that much. So that's general rule of thumb. So I've planted them in today. I've also planted these Mesembryanthemum. That's a mouthful. Same thing again. I've also planted some Nasturtium into these single cell trays. There is more. It says there was 25 in the packet. So it says on here average contains 25 seeds, but it turns out there was 30. So I've just doubled up these cell trays. I was going to sow them in just a normal pot tray, but I decided to put them in here because it saves us having to mess about moving them on and things like that. I've also sown some Busy Lizzie and also some Viola. So that's what I've getting sown today in regards to the flowers and stuff. There is like I say, there's a cold snap coming over the next week, but I'm fortunate with this greenhouse. It's heated basically, so it sits at a nice temperature, so I can get away with doing these. I've also re-sown today some Mammoth Improved Red onions and some Mammoth Improved onions. So basically red and white Mammoth Improved onions. As you can see at the back here, the one on the right is the red. The one on the left is the normal Mammoth Improved, which I sowed a couple of weeks ago. There's nothing much happening on there. And same thing with these as well. I think what it has been done is when I sowed them, I didn't put them into the soil, and I just covered them with a little bit of vermiculite over the top, which doesn't look like most of the seeds in there have taken. But when I've rethought about it and done it again with the Aster Craig onions into a little pot, but I pushed these down, put a bit of compost on top, then put a little bit of vermiculite over the top. As you can see, I've getting a lot more germination from them. So I've just re-sown them today, see how things go with them. Got the leeks there, the mussel brew, which I separated from where they're gone from them ones there. So you can see all of these ones are sticking up like a sore thumb. Leave them, see how things go with them. But yeah, so I've getting the flowers done. I've also like I said a few times, the giant onions which I got, I think they were no good. I'm just going to leave them in the grow room because I've got a bit of space and see if they come to anything. More than likely not. So I've decided to buy some more in, basically some more heavy onions in, which I've potted on into some Levington's compost, into the small pots, and put them under the lights. So you can see the difference. These are the ones I've bought in today. They're nice and clean. And them puny little things down there are the ones that I've put on. I think there's been I've done a few things wrong with them straight away. Instead of gradually just building up the pot size, I've just dunked them in them huge pots, and they kind of take it. Also with the temperature as well. It hasn't been set at constant 10 degrees in here. So we'll see how things go with these ones. Other than that, that's me. I'm done for the day. That's me sorted out. I'm getting these bits done. I'll be at the allotment in the next 2 days. I've got my list ready to go. Got my list ready to go for what I want to get done, and I'm going to get sorted with them jobs tomorrow. So I shall see you then. Good morning. It's Tuesday morning. I've come down to the allotment. I'm child free. Hey. So I'm come down. I've got my list of things that I want to get done. I'm going to get cracking with them now. I've just set the fire away in here so I can turn the paraffin heater off, save a bit of paraffin. I'll open this door up behind me, let the air come through here. Be nice and warm in here. Because I'm going to be predominantly working in the top greenhouse today. I got the benches and everything done the other day. So what I'm going to do next is, next door in the top greenhouse, I'm going to get a potting bench built. So I've got my drill, I've got my wood, just need to get everything measured out and away we'll go. So I'm going to get cracked on out there. This paraffin heater has been absolutely fantastic. At the minute, I've had that on the floor by the way. It's just sitting above 10 degrees there, just where I wanted to do. So and that's I've had the window cranked open a little bit. I've just shut a little bit there as well, and I've got the little vent open down there as well. So what I'm going to get done is I'm going to turn that off. Well, I'll turn it off now. That'll turn itself off. And I'll go through it here. So I've got the fire on. I'm going to start clearing out this space here. I'm going to clear this table off. I'm going to clear the stuff off down here, move it out of the way. Clear the bench from the other side through there so I can put a load of the stuff on other benches for the time being. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another bench from here to there. Then I've got some bits of plywood or some form of board I know I've got. I'm going to measure them out, cut them out, and I'm going to make like a little potting bench up over here. So I'm going to get cracked on with that. I'll find somewhere to hang these up and you're going to have a watch as well to see how I get on. So I'll catch you once I've done that. Okay, I'm going to start off by measuring the length, and I can get two of the side pieces cut. So 185, so I'm going to cut them bits now. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bits in the back. So what I've done for these bits, so that the whole bench just sits on it, and not too much different to one of these. I'm going to keep a hold of them so I can put one up the top there, put one on the top there, and we'll have a bench across the top there as well, see what happens with it. But I have already pre-cut just some angle bar. So they've just been cut. So I'm gonna get me spacers, me nuts and bolts, sorry, in my pocket. Already got them. So I'm gonna put them through there. Then I'll tighten that on. Maybe next one, put that one on there as well. Then I'll put one on this far side as well. So while I'm doing that, I'll show you it after. Right, so I've getting them leveled off. As you can see, I've got the brackets on here, across there, and I've got a couple of brackets, a couple of pieces of wood on here like I did the other day. So I've already marked everything out so it's all level, so all I need to do now is put the two lengths on, then cut the boards for the inside. So I've got these nice big boards. Put them on, measure and cut a load of them. Handy little tip that my uncle showed us. For example, you can see, I don't know if you can, step out the way here. Well, there's a bolt here that's sticking out. Also, there's a bolt here that's sticking out as well. Now you can either hacksaw them off, or what I've done is I've drilled pilot holes. So I've drilled holes, which the wood will sink into, and it'll actually reinforce it and make it a bit stronger as well. I've done the same with these bars. These bars, that's the greenhouse bars here for the stability of the greenhouse. I've cut notches in there, the wood as well, where they need to be. So I've marked them out and cut them down. So everything should sit nice and flush. So just so you can see as well, I'll just try and get in there. So I've got a nice big pilot hole there. I've got the notch there, and I've got another one further down as well. For the one that's on, I'll put this on first, then I'll show you the one I've done. That one down there. So just stick that on there like that. Just slot them in. There. So there's that one. Right, with this one, with it being right at the end where I want to put the piece of wood, what I've done is I've just drilled a hole in the end. So that slides into here. I'll show you a bit closer up when I'm finished. But that'll slide right into there. Sits on there. Place this on the top of here. And all I'm going to do is, I've already drilled through here as well. Just pop the screw through there. That's not going anywhere. And that won't once I start getting the bars on. So I'm going to go and make a start. I'm getting these boards, measuring them out, how far I want them, and then I'll cut them off, and then I'll start drilling the holes down as well. So once again, before and after, I'll see you once I've started doing that as well. Right, I've gotten all of them cut. So what I'm going to do now is, basically what I've done is I've put the two end ones in, so I can definitely, so it's going to keep its length, keep the width, sorry. Next job to do is to start putting all these lats in the middle, these boards down. But before I do that, a little tip, that's me, to give me up my shoulders, and probably common knowledge as well. But before you put your screws in, it's always a worthwhile idea to put a pilot hole in first. What that does is it prevents the wood from splitting if you're drilling so close, putting a screw in so close to the edge. Because if I was just to put screws in straight away, the ends would more than likely just split. But if I drill pilot holes first, so there's one. Now when I put them in, the wood won't split. So I'm going to go ahead and pilot hole all of these, then I'll show you how I do to get the spacing and the gaps in between the planks and things. Right, so I've now got my wood. So sleeves go up, put the screws. Right, so how to get my spacing is, basically like you do with the fencing. I get one of the boards, preferably a straight one, straight for me. Put it up the top, they're in, screw top, screw the bottom, so the pilot holes come in handy as well. Well, make sure the wood's right pushed up. One, two, lift that one up. So we go with the next one. Right, so got a bit of a problem now. once again, this bar's in the way. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to notch it out at the top there. I'll mark it off. So I'll mark where I want it to be. Get my pen. Pocket. Mark it there. Mark it there. And then I'll get my saw. And I'll just go and cut that notch out now. There we go. Right, so screw this end. There we go. That's that in. That's that one done. So carry on with the next knot. There we go. That's that done. Right, so that's the bench done. What we're going to do now is, I don't know if you can see, but it's all right on the edges, but in the middle it's a bit wobbly, so I'm going to put a leg support in the middle here. So we'll get a good piece of timber that I've got stored somewhere else. I'm going to measure it out, cut that, stick it underneath. Right, I've got that cut. Same again. I've drilled some pilot holes through for these long screws so they'll go all the way down. So the wood. Much more sturdy now. I could probably lie across the top of there. In fact, I'll probably. Let's have a look. If it goes, it goes. I'm not gonna. If it does nothing, a good job. Oh, hi. There we go. Oh, well, it was supposed to be a potting bench. I think I'll just use it as a bed now. Oh, that's better. Right, so gotta get that now. So you can support my weight, you can support loads of weight, champion. So next thing I'm gonna get done, I'm gonna go and get them. I'm going to get them boards and start building a little place somewhere for me compost in my little potting area. I'll do it, I'm right-handed, so I'll probably do it on the right-hand side just so I can move stuff over to there. So I'll grab that and I'll see you once I've done that. Yeah, it'll do a job for the time being, but I'm going to make a nicer box than that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of these offcuts. You might see use some of these offcuts. It's an absolute nightmare. With the saw that I've got, it's not really made for it. So I thought I'd put my shoulder out, trying to cut these bits. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wood. I'm going to keep this base. Obviously, of course, keep the front. I'm going to sort. When I come down tomorrow, I'll build this box as my first priority. It's going to look much better than what this thing is, but it gives you a rough idea what size of the bench I'm going to be left with. With the potting bench as well. So, but I've just been called, so it's now time for me to leave. So thanks. I'm pleased I managed to get all that done. I've getting this bench done when I want to get done. It's taking a little bit longer than what I thought I would do, but I want to get it done right. So I've spent a bit of time doing it and getting it sorted out. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. So it's Wednesday now and I've got a few things which I want to get done again. First job I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bench across top there. As you can see on this side here, I've also already got this platform to work off, so I'm just going to put one on this side here. Then I've got a board here which will go the width of it, which is this nice bit of board here, and I'll be able to get me plants on top of there with my seedlings and everything like that, so they're nice up and high as well. So I'm going to get cracked on with that now. Right, so what I've done is, I'll show you, I've just got one of these offcuts. I've put it up against the side there, so I've got a support for the bench at the top there. I've put a little offcut timber just across, just to support the end of the bench, so I don't have anything just coming all the way across here, because I was originally just going to put a plank of wood all across there, but there's no need. So that gives us a support now to put the bench from there to there. So I'll just go and grab that bench, and I'll show you what I've done with that as well. Right, so what I've done here is I've cut the length of the bench that I want. I've just slid it in the back. It's just a freestanding bench top. That's in there, both level on both sides, and just for a little bit extra support, quarter of the way down, quarter of the way down. I've just put these on here just to sit on top of there, so now that's not going anywhere now. So that's that bit done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all the wood together and start building this little potting area for the compost, because the one I made yesterday was it was pretty poor. It was my first attempt. Let's call it a draft. So I'm going to get started with that, and I'm going to see how big I need it and stuff like that. So I'm going to get cracked on with that now. Right, I've done all that. That's finished with it. I've reused the base that I cut yesterday, because that was still alright, and I've just stuck the rest of the bits of the plywood that was that I used in the fire. So all I did was start off with the base, measured out where I wanted it done. The wood I've used for the lats on the benches, I've just done 2 at the back, 2 at the sides, and 1 on the front to stop the compost coming through from the front. And I've just cut a little slant coming down this way. I've held it all together with screws. I do have some, obviously, that angle bar still, but I want to keep a hold of that because that'll come in handy elsewhere, I know it will. So I've used some screws just to screw into the sides, the backs, and from the base up over. So that's that done. And I'm pleased with how that's worked out. Sit that in the corner there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screw a hole. I'm going to drill some screws through here just to keep it supported on here as well, so it's all nice and tight. But that's another job done, and I don't think I've got much time to do anything else today, so I'll be back down tomorrow to plant up my lilies and stuff like that. So I need to get them done. The lilies that I got from B&M and also from Wilkinson's, that I'll get it sorted out. We'll put them in tomorrow. So I've got some flowers as well somewhere. I don't know where they are. I bought them in the sale at Wilkinson's last year, but I can't seem to find them. So I'll have to have a look for them because they'll need planting shortly as well. But another job done, bench done, potting area done. And I've still got a bit of wood left because I want to put some more benches in the middle greenhouse where I'm going to use for my chilies. So I'll get cracked on with them tomorrow as well. Right, the sweet potatoes what I put in a few weeks ago. Sadly they've rotted from the bottom. So they're squishy on the bottom. They haven't sent out any roots or nothing like that. So they'll be getting thrown away. I'll have to try different. I'm going to try both methods. Try to get some slips. I'm going to sink some in the water, and I'm going to try again in the compost as well, because this worked last year for us. So I'm going to try again. Sadly, this is this is the reason why I just want to start one early, to see if just in case mishaps happen, just like they have now. So I'll try again. So sign off for the day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Good morning. It's now Thursday morning. Some bit of bad news. When I left the garden yesterday, I went down to check on these dahlia tubers. The dahlias that I had in for storage from last year. And when I pressed on a couple of the tops of the tubers, a few of them were soft and looked like they've been getting wet on one tray. So I've just pulled them all in this morning. I've had a feel around to see if there was any more that were damaged. Thankfully, I've managed to save 1, 2, 3, 3.5 trayfuls. So and I've just totally lost 2. They're no good. There's no tubers left on them. They're all soft at the top. So this one here, I've noticed, well, I've managed to split this one up. So you can see on this one's been split from the one at the end. It's all soft at the top there. I mean, it's not soft at the joins up there. On the other ones, it's just where I've pulled when I've cut the tuber off the end. There's one there at the end. You see, it's soft at the end, so I'll cut that one off. Wait, I'll just pull that one off there. I know I'm supposed to do that, not I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these to dry in here. So that's what there as well. That's gone. So what I'll do with that one, I'll just leave that one aside and I'll put it in a pot and see if it works. I'm going to leave them to dry. Then once they're dry, I'll just put it in some fresh compost. We'll leave them in here where the heat is, and hopefully they survive. Once they dry off, I'm going to put a bit of yellow sulphur over the top, then go on from there. But yeah, that's unfortunate news this morning when I've came down. Like it was last night really. So I'm going to leave these I'm going to put these down somewhere, find a space for them, because I've got 3 jobs I want to get done today that I didn't get done yesterday, and the first one is going to be potting the lilies up, and I've got a fair few with them from last year, even just the little bulbuses, but I'll show you that once I'm getting sorted in here. I've just noticed on the bottoms of these, I know where the water's come from. It's not been dripping on the top, it's been coming up from the bottom, because the bottoms of the newspapers are slightly a little bit damp. So it's always worth having and checking on stored anything that's been stored really, especially like your dahlias, especially if that's what you like to grow. Lesson learned: don't put them directly on the floor. Put them on a little bench or somewhere so it keeps them off the floor and keep them away from anywhere that's going to have water dripping on them. So another lesson learned. Okay, so that's them dahlias put away now. Now I'm going to start with my lilies down here. I've already planted, as you've seen earlier on, the 3 packs of lilies up at home in the small round tubs. So I'm going to do exactly the same with these ones into these tubs. Then I'll show you me ones that I've got saved from last year, and you can see how many different bulbuses I got off them, because I just started off with the packet full. I think I got 8 altogether. I think I got 8 bulbs altogether, and you can see how many I've got now. So I'll just pop these white ones in. I've picked some more white ones up. These are the ones I got from B&M. So these are the Casablanca, the Oriental ones. So I've got 2 packets of these to go in, so I'm just going to pop them 10 in here, 10 in here. Then when they get so high up and when it gets nice warm outside, I'll pop them into the ground. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them this year, but I'll find a space for them. They're more likely to go back in a raised bed because they did really well there last year. I've grown these for cut flowers, so as soon as they get to closed bud stage, that's when I'll snip them off, take them home. Last year's were absolutely great. They managed to last a good 2 to 3 weeks. Just open as well, and they were literally the size. The petals and the flowers were literally the size of my hand. They were huge. They were great. So hopefully these ones can pick up as well as the other ones did as well. So I'm going to crack on with them, because like I say, I've already showed you these how I do them. So I'll show you the deep red and the other ones once I get sorted out here. Right, so I've potted them up, mocked them up as well. So I've got 20 altogether in here. I'm going to pop these down the bottom there, underneath the benches where it's cool, and where the sun can get them as well. So I'll just pop them down there for the time being. 3 and 4. We've got a bench space there. Awesome. Right, so because I've got loads and loads and loads of these little bulbuses, I've got a couple of boxes with pre-cut holes drilled in them for drainage. Pop that in the box just because I don't need it. So I've got this little one here. that'll do for what I need, so I'm going to fill it all up. And as you can see, I'm just using the Clover multi-purpose compost. I'm not even going to bother sieving it through it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. So let me break that tool there, it's it. So just fluff that side up a bit. Right. Now it wants 10 to 15 centimetres down. So I'll have to take a little bit of that out. Level it off. Then I'm putting all my small bulbous in here. And we'll see how they come on. But I don't know whether or not they'll flower with the first year. But we'll tell. 3 flowers at the end of the 3 bulbs at the end of the day. So that's them done. Just put that down a bit. Okay, so I've got in here all the bulbuses, all the bulbs, lily bulbs from last year. I've got them marked down as well. So I've had these stored in the compost. So you can see them, nice big bulbs. So I'm gonna empty these out, empty the soil out, then you can see what's left after that. Them out. As you can see, I'm pleased I marked them up because the lily bulbs all pretty much look the same. So on the right here, I've got the deep red lilies, which are smaller flowers, but they're really deep red and they look lovely. And on the right here, I've got the pink, they're like white with a slight pink on them. I don't know the names because I didn't keep them. Mistake of last time round. So as you can see, with these ones, these are the 4 main bulbs that I bought. They didn't produce anything worth keeping regards to small bulbuses or anything like that. Bulbi, and well, that's them ones. The pink ones, they're absolutely amazing. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So them 4 there. These are the pink ones, and the smaller bulbs that I got from them, I've put them all in this little tree here. So there's one large one there, there's another large one there, another large one there. Just pop them down in there, and I've got absolutely tons and tons of smaller ones, to which I'm going to pot in this box. So by the looks of things, a few of them have already started sprouting new roots, which is a good sign. I've had them in used compost, so potting these into new compost will be fine. I'm going to trim the roots just like I did with the previous ones, the larger ones. Let's see what's that. Well, in fact, no, I won't, because it looks like there's been some growth on there that's just come off there. So it looks to me as though these have started to sprout on here. So that's it's a good sign, very good sign. So I'll just pop a hole in there, and I'll just start filling these up. Same as the large ones, 10 to 15 centimetres down. So I'll pop them into this box, and then it might be a little while, because there's a few of these, like I said, there's a few of them already started to sprout new growth, which is fantastic. So I'm going to get cracked on with these, and I'll catch you once I've done that. That's them done. I've still got a few small, really small bulbuses here. They're small lily ones, so they're going to go into this pot here. I'm going to put them in there, and I'm going to leave them and let them go. So I've planted the larger ones in here, and the smaller ones are going to go into here now as well. I've got a fair few with the smaller ones. Then what I'll do is, once that's done, I'll get these rose buckets. I've got these from Morrison's, got 99p for 8. I'll sort some holes out in the bottom, and I'll start planting up the big ones, which I've got 4 of each. So 4 going there, 4 going here, 4 going here, and I'll mark them up. And that's the lilies all done and dusted. So I'm going to get cracked on, finishing off putting the little ones in here, and then move on to my next task. That's all of the lilies potted up now. So what we've got is, we've got the deep red lilies. Can't see that there, let's have a look. deep red lilies. In this one, I've got the pink, the white with the slight pink tinge. There's 4 in there. The Casablanca, Casablanca, and I've got the pink lilies and the bulbs in here. I've got 5, done them in rows. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've got 7 rows of 5. So there's plenty to have a go in there. And up top here, I've got the smallest bulbs that are sitting in the top here, this little pot here. And the 4 larger ones, I've just, for a little experiment sort of thing, I've popped them into these pint cartons here. See how they go. I'll easily pop them up as soon as I get too big for that pot. But they'll sit up there. Them ones will sit up there. The small ones will sit up there. But the larger ones, they'll sit underneath the bench here. So sit underneath the bench next to the garlic, and then we'll see how things go from there. After having a look to see what I need to do, I said I haven't got time to do it today. So I've dried these 2 dahlia tubers off, plants off that I had stored that were damaged, and I think I've lost them. But I've dried them off. They're just the pot ones, so I'll just leave them on here, let them dry off some more. Then I might stick them in some compost and see if they do come to anything. If they don't, they don't. If they do, absolutely great, fantastic. Like I said before, I'm going to put all of these, I'm going to move all these tubs onto the floor. I've got the little man back tomorrow. He's been to school the past 3 days. He's nursery anyway, so I've got him to look after. So I'll probably just be staying at home. I'll see what I can get done over at the greenhouse at home. Make sure I get everything checked up and sorted out. I will be down here just to check on things and make sure that everything's, because the heat and everything's all right. But I'm pleased I managed to get them lilies done. And if I don't think I've got any much to do with regards to potting on until next week. So I'm going to sign off for this week. Thanks very much for watching. I've received a ton of new subscribers this week. Thanks very much for subscribing. Lots of comments. I do get to comment as much as I can. And it's always nice hearing about how other people are getting on as well. So like I say, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't liked my Facebook page, it's Dean's Lost the Plot. You can find that on Facebook, of course. So yeah, thanks for all the likes. Thanks for everybody that subscribed. And that's me done for this week. I think I've done a fair bit, to be honest. I'm pretty proud of what I've done. I've managed to get a lot of stuff ready to go. I do have one more thing I've just remembered I need to get sorted out, because I'm waiting for stuff coming, and that's the pipe work for the fire, which I'll probably get done next week. So look out for that. So watch what you're doing, and I'll catch you later. Bye now.